Welcome everyone. Today in Clash Royale we are playing the new and improved Fire Deck 2.0. Now this is not something that I would normally do because on this channel I've tried to kind of mix things up and add quite a bit of variety. As far as every day I normally stream something different. When I do these Clash Royale videos I normally have different theme decks every single day, and this is pretty much the exact same deck that we played yesterday but with a couple of changes. But the reason why we're doing it is because my dumb self realized after I filmed that, as I was editing, I was watching myself in the recording say something like, you know, there's not a single fire win condition in the game that gets really good damage. I completely forgot about this card. I don't know why I didn't even think of the Lava Hound, but we didn't use it in yesterday's deck, and it was an entirely heat/fire themed deck. And looking back on that, this would be the absolute perfect fit in the deck. It's what we were really missing last time. Because the struggles with yesterday's deck, by the way, if you guys haven't watched that video, if you guys didn't see that, yesterday's deck was also a hot/fire themed deck, but I forgot to put in Lava Hound, so we were essentially using a bunch of dragons, furnace, wizard. We didn't have a win condition. We didn't really have anything with a lot of health either, because all of our cards are fairly weak, right? Wizard, furnace, the dragons, they're not very high health cards, and so we were really lacking something that targeted towers and something that was able to tank, and the Lava Hound solves both of those issues. And so as I was editing the video, I was like, you know, it was already 1 in the morning. I was like, I'm not gonna make a whole new video, but it was just killing me not to know what would have happened if we had Lava Hound, because I'm like, I know this would be a different result, because we didn't end up winning a single game. We ended up losing all 3 games in yesterday's Fire deck, and I was like, I know it would be a different result if we used Lava Hound, so I figured we should try out the 2.0 version, properly putting in Lava Hound, and making a couple of other changes as well. By the way, I'm kind of worried. I don't think this guy has Hog. I think this guy's playing Sneaky Golem, because he's playing everything that's in a Hog deck, but he hasn't... Okay, I was going to say he hasn't played a Hog yet this video, which normally is not what you... Okay, he was just slow playing Hog, I guess. But we made a couple of other changes as well. We played the Evo Furnace yesterday, because the Evo Baby Dragon I didn't think would do a whole lot of good, because we didn't have anything that we needed to speed up and get to the tower. But now we're playing Lava Hound. We do have something that we can speed up, and so that is why we are playing. Let's just go with this, and then I think we'll try to get a speedy Lava Hound on this side. Please, Baby Dragon, get behind. Okay, the Baby Dragon is behind, but the Lava Hound's not going to get a lot of damage, and our left side tower is really low. Musketeer is actually going to be really annoying because Fireball doesn't completely kill it. So he's able to kind of Musketeer the back and take care of our Lava Hounds. And we can only Fireball it, and you can see get it to a sliver of health, but we can't fully kill it. So he's able to take care of our Earth cards really well. And the Hog is getting some Bluetooth hits. Okay, I guess I didn't place the Wizard far enough away from the tower, because it was... I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was hitting the tower like a couple tiles away from the tower. And this is actually going kind of like yesterday's video was, which is a little bit surprising because I figured with Lava Hound in the deck, it would be a little bit more solid. But let's give this another go. I'm very confident we can win a game with having a more solid win condition. I just don't think we played that properly. And I think this is starting the exact same as yesterday, because I'm pretty sure in yesterday's video, we're just up against... Why is everyone playing Hog 2.6? I think we have to go Wizard just because he used the ability, so it's going to freeze everything. This is starting exactly like yesterday's video, because in yesterday's video, not only did we play nearly the same deck, but we also went up against, I think, Hog 2.6 in the first one, and then another Hog Rider deck in the second one. But this is just Hog 2.6 twice. So let's see if we can redeem ourselves. Again, I think this is going to be difficult just because... If we had, you know, Lava Hound Lightning, or even arrows, or just another spell in this deck, it might be a little bit different. He did cycle his only air card in the other side, though, but because this is Hog 2.6, he can probably get back to it, I'm sure. And I mean, we don't really have any choice but to let him have that. We'll kind of Furnace here. That way, if he does use the turret ability, it won't take our whole tower. And now we just have to kind of Baby Dragon on this side and go all in. Let's see if we can achieve a different result than last time. It's already looking good so far, because Lava Hound is tanking. Fireball is going to miss the Inferno Dragon, so we're going to at least take 1 tower. Should we Yeah, he just uses Fireball. Let's kind of keep spamming, see if we can 3-crown him. And I think we're going to. We have a million dragons. It's not enough. His Musketeer's not going to get down in time, so we go up against Hog 2.6, but not with the same result. So I think that guy was just worse. And Lava Hound is not a win condition that I have a lot of experience with using. I don't really use Lava Hound a whole lot, but from what I've kind of picked up based on playing it a little bit and watching other people play it, I think I found out that it's played fairly similar to a lot of beatdown decks where, you know, because it is kind of like beatdown in the sense that you have... Oh, that's going to dash on my tower, isn't it? Alright, maybe I should have sacrificed a wizard there. It's played very similar to a lot of other beatdown decks in the sense that you kind of play it slow in single elixir until you find out what they're playing. And I had a feeling that would happen as well. Let's just Fireball. Okay, well, I ought to retire at this point if I'm missing fireballs like that. And even though this is probably a terrible move because now we're on 1 elixir, we're going to do it just to activate King anyway, because I have a feeling he's using a win condition that it's going to be good against. It seems like he's either using Hog or maybe Battle Ram as his win condition. Oh no, I think we'll play a Fire Spirit. Our Wi-Fi is bugging out on us. I think eventually I'll start recording... Okay, he's playing Recruits. I think eventually we'll start recording not in the garage. I think I want to eventually start recording inside where it's nicer and where it's cooler and where the background is not going to be a bunch of tools, essentially. So we're going to use our ability, because Wizard is pretty much our only ground card. I think the Bandit is going to dash, and there's not much we can do about that, because unlike a lot of Lava Hound decks, you know, this is a fire/heat themed deck only. So there's no Valkyrie, there's no Tombstone like you would normally see in Lava Hound. So it is a Lava Hound deck, and it does have some of the support cards that it normally has, but it doesn't have the best ground defense without the Valkyrie and without the Tombstone. Normally those are kind of the support cards you see in Lava Hound. Anyway, I think what I was saying is that I've just kind of discovered it's played very similar to a lot of other beatdown decks. You kind of just cycle to your Evos, find out what they're playing, and then you just put the heavy card in front, put the weaker cards behind. That's just kind of the fundamentals with any beatdown deck. And that Knight at the Bridge... Okay, please Fire Spirit spawn. I think we're fine with just Skeleton Dragons, yeah. I was going to say, even if the Furnace or the Towers didn't kill that, I think we had probably enough splash with the Skeleton Dragons, and we will Fireball that. That's a lot of Fireball value. The Musketeer is still going to be alive, but one of the Skeleton Dragons is going to splash it, and I think that's going to do it. As long as the Musketeer dies, he's not going to have much to defend against that. So I wonder if we can 3-crown him, because the Inferno Dragon... Oh, the Ice Spirit jumped on it. I was going to say the Inferno Dragon is fully charged up, so if we could get it to the King Tower, it would only probably need a couple of seconds for it to, you know, do 4,000 damage. Alright, the final game is going to be up against 18 EI, and we have both of our Evos in our starting hand, which is not too bad, and we're up against this again. I hope the Bandit doesn't dash it. Okay. I think if they play something like... Bandit's probably actually one of the worst things for this deck, because if it was any other kind of ground card, if it was a Mega Knight, if it was a Valkyrie, we could probably Inferno Dragon on it, but the Bandit, it's so cheap, and it kind of moves and dashes so quickly that usually you can't use an Inferno Dragon to fully kill it. And again, because our ground defense is weak, Bandit and like something like a Royal Ghost would probably be some of the most annoying things for this deck to face. And he's going to be playing Balloon. We're just going to go with Skeleton Dragons. I'm now regretting playing the Inferno Dragon in the back. Okay, we'll just go with a Lava Hound. Hopefully it gets down in time. It's going to get in front of the Inferno Dragon, not in front of the Skeleton Dragons, but just because he spent so much there, I think we kind of had to go in as well. And that should take his tower, I think. As long as the Inferno Dragon... Oh... That is the luckiest wizard that man has ever seen. Look at the health. It's surviving on just a needle of health. Alright, we'll just go with a Furnace. I was expecting that to take his tower, but nah, Hero Wizard ended up coming in clutch for him there. That's part of the reason why I really don't like the Hero Wizard. Like, it's just really annoying because I used to, several months ago when I actually played, I mean, yeah, we just kind of have to go with a Wizard here just so that the Bandit doesn't dash. I guess that's how we're supposed to take care of it, but we're still spending 5 elixir on that. Back when I played in Trophy Road and Ranked, and back when I played competitively in Clash Royale and really tried to grind and get Ultimate Champion and whatnot, I played Golem, and Hero Wizard was one of the last things you wanted to see, because just the way that it just swoops everything into the vortex and splashes everything is one of the most annoying things if you're playing beatdown. You don't want to see a Hero Wizard, you don't want to see, an Evo Executioner. And he is still going to take our tower with that. I mean, we're going to be able to take his tower. At the very least, we can fireball it, but Baby Dragon's going to take it. And, okay, a little late on the Fire Spirit. Let's just go with a Lava Hound and start going on the other side tower now. He used his Wizard on the left, which is really good for us. Because, yeah, now the Lava Hound on the right is tanking for all the dragons. Let's just fireball that. Alright, I ended up getting a notification in the last game that said the screen recording stopped because there was insufficient storage. So I had to go to the photos, delete some files, clear up some space. We did end up winning that last game, but it didn't end up recording the latter part of it. And we are going to be giving this revised fire deck one more go. I think it's proving to be a much better fit with Lava Hound in there now that you have a win condition, now that you have a tank. The one thing that this deck is now kind of struggling with, as you might have seen so far, is just the ground defense. I mean, again, most Lava Hound decks have Tombstone and Valkyrie and that sort of thing, and that is lacking a little bit in this deck, but overall it's working much better than yesterday's deck, I will say. And we'll put the Fire Spirit here just to use up the charge. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, just because it's kind of weird with the Dark Prince. Normally you want your spirits to jump. You want to put your spirits in a spot where they'll jump. But with Fire Spirits, it doesn't really matter because the Dark Prince and the Prince and whatnot charge through that anyway. We'll just use the ability. Hopefully that is enough to keep the Mega Knight at bay, and it is. So this is going to be kind of a true test because he's using Mega Knight and Witch. And like we've already kind of found out, the ground defense is a little bit lackluster. And so we're going to have to rely on the Inferno Dragon to take out the Mega Knights. And we just have to hope his Witch is not distracting the Inferno Dragon with skeletons, because if the Inferno Dragon is targeting those, we are not going to have much to... No, please. Not Prince as well. Yeah, we're going to put the Fire Spirit here, just to intentionally have it run in, just to kind of absorb the charge. And Prince is still going to charge, it looks like. So this is going to be a rough matchup. He's got Hero Wizard to stop the... and Witch to kind of splash all of our to splash our Lava Hound pushes, and we're honestly going to use, yeah, let's use the ability here. Maybe I shouldn't have, though. Maybe it would have been better to absorb the Prince's charge, the Dark Prince's charge with the Wizard, because Dark Prince ended up charging on the tower even through the vortex. And you know what, I mean, there's no way that we can stop that. Let's just go with a Furnace back here, just to knock it 3 crowned. Let's go with an Inferno Dragon as well. Hopefully it's charged up by the time it kind of crosses. And let's go with a Fireball as well. Hopefully we hit the Witch. We do not hit the Witch. Okay. The Inferno Dragon's charged up. It needs to start hitting something though. And it's just not going to. This is I mean, it's a step up from yesterday for sure, but the ground defense struggles. There's very little that we can do to defend against a Prince and a Mega Knight and a Battle Ram, so it's definitely a step up from yesterday, but that's why most Lava Hound decks you see have Tombstone and have Valkyrie to be able to do that. I can't even say his name. Plutarquito is throwing us the L, so I guess good game to him. Yep, there he is again. Let's say good game. Let's see if he keeps emoting. Okay, he's not going to emote anymore. You know what? It doesn't feel great to end on a loss. Let's play one more. Let's play one more with this deck. See if we can go up against something that's not quite as heavy on the ground. And Dr. Wax is going to be the final opponent. And we're just going to kind of take it slow. We'll wait for him to make the first move. And if he doesn't, then I guess Baby Dragon's probably going to be our first play. He's going to cycle skeletons, so we will just play a Baby Dragon on the left. I'm thinking it's probably either usually it's Expo or Royal Giant if they're playing E-Spirit and Skeletons. It looks like it might be Expo. This is probably this is going to be, if it is Expo, that's going to be another bad matchup because, yeah, we have no ground tanks. Like, we have nothing to be able to absorb the Expo. I mean, our best option is a Wizard. We could have put a Wizard, but it's got such little health that it wouldn't be able to tank the Expo for long. So we kind of just have to let the Expo annihilate us. We could have tried to fireball it, and looking back, maybe I should have, but let's just kind of let that tower go and try to go in on the right. This is going to be tough though, because he's going to have archers and Tesla, which are both fairly good, and fireball if he needs for the dragons. So let's just go with this. You know what? Let's fireball that one archer. I think we are going to hit the Tesla as well, so that is good for us. And the Lava Hound doesn't have a whole lot of health though, so we're just gonna we're not gonna support that anymore. I'm trying to find out how are we gonna win this, because if he were to go with an Expo right now, our best option is probably one of the dragons, or maybe we just go Wizard and tank for a few shots and then use the ability. Maybe that's the way to go. His next archers are Evo though, so the Evo archers, those things deal some massive damage, so we're going to have to fireball them, and even so, we might not hit all of them. Let's wait till the Expo locks on the tower and then go with a Wizard to take it out. And you know what, that's okay. We didn't take an egregious amount of damage there. We took some, but I think we're going to have to 3-crown him. I think that's going to be our only hope. So he's going to have his Evo archers. He's going to Expo on defense. I don't think that was a very good Expo because it's not really going to do anything. We have to fireball those immediately, go with an Inferno Dragon right away, and hope that the Evo Inferno Dragon goes crazy. At least he can't fireball everything. He can fireball, but he's going to miss one of the Skeleton Dragons. And Inferno Dragon, please just touch the tower, I beg. What are you doing? It's hitting the E-Spirit. Oh, man. It was flying everywhere but on the tower. So that was a little bit of a rough one, and you guys can kind of see that's where this deck falls short. Definitely a step above yesterday's Fire deck, but if you want to make a Lava Hound, obviously we couldn't have done much else because we could only use Fire cards, so Valkyrie and whatnot wasn't allowed, but that's the reason why you see Valkyrie and why you see more solid ground defense, because we pretty much just had these two, and then the Furnace sometimes to tank for ground units, so definitely better than yesterday. At least we were able to win a game with it, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you have a wonderful day ahead, and I will see you guys soon.